Well, hello everybody, it's your boy Jordan, and we're bringing you another awesome World War II clip. We're going to be showing off the M1A1 carbine in this video with the flamethrower kill streak, which we'll get into in another video. But today, this video is going to be centered almost strictly on the new weapon leaks. Yes. COD points are upon us, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen and children and all ages, whatever the fuck you want to be. And as for COD points, we get new weapons of World War II that you might never get to fucking use. I hope you've been saving your scrap metal. I know I got about 18,000 of that shit saved up, so I might be able to get one weapon. So let's go ahead and discuss what weapons are going to be in the game itself, talk a little bit about them in length, and hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay. The first up, we have one you've always seen. It's the Gewehr 43. This is what it's going to look like in game on the side view. The Gewehr 43 was a German semi-automatic rifle. It was basically, you know what it is. This was a World at War type gun. It's 10-round chamber, semi-automatic rifle. How are they going to balance with all the other rifles? Who the fuck knows? Because they've had a terrible history with the semi-automatic rifles on this game. SVT-40 is damn near useless. M1 Garand's good. M1A1 carbine's good. I feel like Sledgehammer just doesn't know what the fuck to do with the semi-automatic rifles. So let's go ahead and add two more of them. But the Gewehr 43 is going to be coming to this game. They have images. I can tell you for a fact they have. I'm looking at the variants of this weapon right now. This is legitimate. So the Gewehr 43 is coming. The next rifle that's going to be coming is going to be the Type 5. That's what this rifle is. It's the Type 5. The Type 5 is a Japanese variation of the M1 Garand. Basically, Japan was using strictly bolt-action rifles, the Type 38 and the Type 99 Arisaka during World War II, and they would capture M1 Garands, the semi-automatic fired rifle from the Americans, and they tried to convert them over, but the fact is the 7.7 rifle round that the Arisaka shot would be fired through the 30-06 chambered Garand, but the in-block clip would not do it, so they made a 10-round internal magazine, which was force-fed by two stripper clips. So it's basically the Japanese M1 Garand. It's basically almost a carbon copy of the rifle itself. So why don't we get a little bit of submachine gun action in the mix? The next weapon we're going to be talking about is called the Volkssturm Gewehr, which is basically a submachine gun. It was designed toward the end of the war when weapon factories were very skimping. And they basically made it really cheap. They made it as cheap as possible and is known as the People's Rifle. It's basically a really cheaply made submachine gun as a last-ditch effort for Germany to try to win the war. To continue on with the submachine gun line, they're also bringing out the Beretta Model 38. This is an Italian submachine gun used by the Italian army, the Mussolini crew in World War II. Same kind of concept, just two new submachine guns that they're going to be putting into the game. They're also going to be bringing the Sten gun, which is a British submachine gun, kind of like the Type 100. Side magazine fed, almost like the Waffen and the Type 100 to begin with. I don't know how they're going to I don't know how they're going to balance these variants. Generally, weapons tend to do something differently and not just complete reskins of themselves. But I feel like with the number of weapons that they're bringing out right out the gate with this, that they're going to basically have some reskins, like basically same damage profiles, different recoil changes versus other weapons. But don't worry, we're just getting started here. We're just getting through the basic stuff. There's at least 8 more of these fucking weapons, and let's go and talk in length of that for a little bit. Real talk, how do you drop 8 goddamn weapons? I don't know if they're going to drop all these guys at once, or are these like the entire payload for the entire year, but they really wanted to go all in on these microtransactions. It's almost leading me to believe that they pushed COD points back probably to coincide to release at least a couple of these weapons. But let's go and get into the LMGs a little bit here. Here's one that everybody's seen coming, the Browning M1919. It's it's the 30 caliber version of the Mod Duke, the M2, the 50 caliber weapon. I wonder if it's going to be cool with the towel like it was in World at War, but this is in the campaign. They're probably going to port it strictly over to the campaign, and if they do that, Iron Sight sucked dick in the campaign, real talk. So I'm not looking forward to using this weapon at all. And they're also bringing the M81, MG81, which stands for Machine Gewehr 81. This is basically an airplane gun that replaced the MG15 on most Luftwaffe aircrafts. Who knows how it's going to be balanced, real talk. I'm sitting try as I'm going down this list. I'm sitting there wondering like which weapon do I actually want to unlock, and like I'm leaning toward the Gewehr 43 as my first unlock. But the fact is, a lot of the semi-automatic rifles are kind of bad in this game, and like and I think a lot of that has to do with the aim assist being so weak in this game versus other games. Which, speaking of other things that are bad in this game, how about we talk about some sniping? Because remember that Arasaka I talked about? Yeah, it's coming too. Sniper variant of the Type 99 Arasaka, I think. That's going to go in the game. I'm pretty sure it's going to act like every other bolt action rifle and kill you from the toe up. Who the fuck knows? They're also going to be bringing another sniper per se. This one is not positioned with a scope, but it is the Winchester Model 94, which is a lever action rifle. Russians used a lot of these during World War I and World War II. So, like, I'm sure that there's going to get some use. I pictured this going to be like a hybrid system, because the lever action requires a quick follow-up shot based on the bolt action. So I'm sure it's going to be like almost like a carabine type weapon when you actually get to use it in game. So that's how I fully expect that weapon to be used. I'm sure it's going to be one of those things you can put a scope on or take a scope off, and like how useful it is going to be depending on how they do with aim assist. Because if you take the scope off the Car 98 right now, it's goddamn worthless, because they give you no aim assist with the Car 98 without the scope on. This leads us to another weapon that you kind of seen coming, mainly because it appeared in the campaign, but it didn't appear in the multiplayer. The Lee Enfield #2 revolver. That's it right here. It is. That's what it looks like. All right, but they also have the Walther P38 in the game, which is another semi-automatic German pistol. They have the ice pick, combat knife, trench knife, some other things. There's one other thing. What is it? No, that's it. That's it. That's the entire loadout. They also have another revolver called the Reichs revolver, which is, going to be two revolvers. I'm sure one's going to be fast shooting, one's going to be slow shooting. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this weapon loadout? I honestly think here's the question, right? How much are these things going to cost scrap-wise? Like, if you have to get everything, how much are they going to cost scrap-wise? And, like, what is the strategy that you would actually use to unlock these things? Mainly because I'm wondering, like, all right, I got 17,000, 18,000 scrap, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm sure I can afford one weapon based on what all the collections look like. Unless their collections price is lower than the weapon price is going to be, I'm sure they're going to be in the same ballpark. There's going to be one item that's worth 9,000. There's going to be another item worth like 3,000, and there's going to be a bunch of other things that worth probably 2,000 a piece. So I'm thinking 15,000 scrap is what you need for one weapon. So I'm assuming I can get one weapon. And like I said before, I want to lean toward the Gewehr 43. Mainly because like I like the Gewehr 43 and it's a weapon I really wanted in the game itself. I'm sure the snipers for me are not going to be any kind of go-to. But like Gewehr 43 is the one that's jumping out at me. Type 5 is another one that kind of jumps out at me, mainly because I love using the M1 Garand. I don't know. Lots of choices, lots of options, and like I like how they're going to other places in the world to grab some of these weapons. Like, I'm not going to be one of I'm not one of those people that are like so against weapons being added to the game. It's silly, but the fact is, like, they got to make their motherfucking money, and like a lot of people are going to buy a lot of motherfucking supply drops if they drop all these weapons at one time. And they're going to make probably $500 million by doing this. So like, big props to them, obviously. There's also coming in with this is going to be 3 new supply drops, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be an event that comes out, and this is all speculation here. They're going to have like a triple play, basically, where you can get a weapon for free as long as you win a certain number of matches. I'm sure they're going to do that right out the gate to try to like to stem the hit back or the heat they might get for releasing all these weapons and supply and COD points around the same time. You have the weapon supply drop, the epic supply drop, and the legendary supply drop, and there's 3 new animations for these. So I'm sure that's where I'm basing that information on. But I'm bad at this really early news shit, because I'm reading this straight off Reddit, so there's probably going to be 15 other people that do the same video that I'm making. They're probably gonna do it a lot better. But I just wanted to put this out there for people that watch my videos. Maybe I'll be your first source. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, it's looking like this is 100% legit. It might not be legit, so who knows? It's been your boy Wings of Redemption. I'm Audi 5000. I hope to see you guys later, and I will do the LMG or the Scout Sniper video either today or tomorrow. Peace, people. Make sure you check out my streams when I throw them up, boys.